Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another week of Tech Talk, where we debunk myths, solve problems, and have great banter. So, Mikey Mike, what do we got today?
Well, today's topic is: did you know what you don't know? Which sounds a little cryptic. Let's delve in and let's kind of explain what we mean by that. So, yeah, who'd like to start off? Not all at once. Come on, settle down.
I don't know who would like to start.
Let's start with the most cryptic one amongst us, Josh.
Why am I the cryptic one, huh?
You write your emails in that font with the symbols, the windings, I think it's called.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when my ADHD kicks in.
Yeah.
Well, I thought your cat was the B for the Braves, so I thought you'd be brave to start.
I've got no idea what Mike's on about, but all right, I'll be brave. I'll go first.
The Boston Braves,
yes.
Is it, or what?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's on my head. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, and I think we've had a lot of that this year, a lot of experience and feedback from the market, and we see a lot of guys really forging themselves in the marketplace in polished concrete and all things grinding, and it's really great to see. But what's really interesting to see is how some of us guys who have been in the industry for a long time are maybe not necessarily moving along with the times. We've got a lot of guys coming into the industry, newcomers, and they're doing some really, really impressive things for the industry. They've got really great sales, they've got fantastic marketing, they're running a really professional ship. I think that for some of us, they're creating a bit of competition. We're having to wake up and go, oh, right, that's where we're at now. What do I have to do to keep up with that? Because these guys have got some momentum on them, and they're putting us guys who've been in the game for 20 plus years, and I want to say us guys, I mean contractors in the game for 20 years, and they're putting pressure on us to actually survive. So I guess that's the way that I look at this subject. And the feedback that we're getting and things that we're seeing, I guess the friction in the marketplace and the pressure, I guess as contractors in the industry, we're all pretty much called to respond to that pressure.
Hey guys, what do you think guys that have been in the industry for say a couple of decades can do to keep up with the times? Like what would be the top three things that they could address sooner than later?
I'm not sure if it's a top three thing, but certainly when we had our most recent seminar, I think it's probably an important thing. But I had a customer come along, and he's been in the flooring industry for a long period of time, to sort of the effect of what we're talking about. And I was very, very interested to see how he found the seminar and that sort of thing. And he said, look, in every aspect, every step of the process we were doing, and in the theory and that sort of thing, he said he really picked up some good points out of each step and that sort of thing. And he said he got a lot out of it. So I guess just sort of saying that a bit of training or a brush up on your knowledge and things like that is never a bad thing. So that's certainly one thing that sprung to mind for me that sort of stood out in my mind when he did a bit of a testimonial. So you'll see that in the next few weeks, no doubt. But certainly a one-on-one chat. Just I was really keen to see how he found it. So that's definitely one point I'd make for sure.
I'd add to that, Mike. Obviously technology's changed a lot, and communication is probably one of the biggest things. And it's just so easy for information to move around. People are exhibiting tips and tricks in what they do. People are communicating so easily. Things are being passed around. Obviously, there's 5 or 6 heads on this screen that are talking to the marketplace every day. Then there's this constant flow of communication. And from my point of view, there's not a week that goes by that I'm learning 1, 2, 3 or 4 things that's like, hey, didn't know the product could be used that way, or I actually haven't heard that being done that way before, or that was pretty impressive. That's a nice way to do that to get to that end result. So that all just comes from having that. I'm not on hundreds of job sites every week. It just comes from this information collection and gathering sort of process that's just so easy now through the communication and through the passing around of material. And like you said, Mike, a lot of that stuff does come out in our seminars, because that's where it becomes this real smelting pot of sharing, and I guess all the crystallization, the distillation of all those ideas and all those learnings is what we're trying to push out there, and what a lot of the actual guys bring to the table when they rock up and come with that real spirit of wanting to learn and share and participate. So I think the sharing of information visually, but also from a just messages and communication, has really ramped things up a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a point I make to people about doing the seminar, and this isn't meant to be a plug for the seminar, I know, but is the fact that you're going to be in the same room with 10 or 20 people in the industry, and you're rubbing shoulders with these guys, and then, you know, making contacts and getting a bit out of that aspect of it as well, for sure. Absolutely.
You mentioned communication before. I guess some of the things that also are changing around us is the way we communicate, or the way we send our message or brand message. So things are changing, and guys, you know, out there that don't have a website yet, you know, it's gone beyond just having a website. You know, now there's social media and other avenues. It all used to be still images. Now it's all about videos. So the landscape of how we communicate and get our message across is also changing. So there's so many different aspects in just doing the work, but also the other side of the business, which, you know, requires a lot of discovery and upskilling as well.
Yeah, coming back to that, your customer relationship management, or CRM, yes. Because yeah, as you got your website, you got your socials. What else could you do? And I'm going to pick on Jay here a little bit, because
right, thank you.
Jay, you were telling me that after you finished the floor, you still would be communicating with your customers prior and that sort of thing. What were you doing to keep that customer relationship going, to help them in the set of giving them like a little handover pack and keeping that communication, keeping that positive relationship with your customer?
Yeah, I think the day of just completing a job and expecting payment, it goes a little bit further than that. You know, it's the communication that you leave behind. Hopefully it'll leave a lasting impression. So what I would normally have done, I would complete a floor. I wouldn't ask for payment up front until we could both walk on the floor. So it's kind of giving a bit of assurance to the client that until we walk on the floor together and we're both happy with the floor, there's no real payment needed. And then I would do a bit of a cleaning pack. So I'd use microfiber, introduce a cleaning schedule for that floor. So not only will it benefit me knowing that the floor's being looked after, but it gives the client a little bit of added value. Something kind of sets you apart from the pack, so to speak. So that for me was a really important way of leaving a lasting impression. And then when I give them a call in 6 months to touch base on future projects, or they'll touch base with me because I've done something that probably no one else has probably done for them after they've had a floor completed. So it just helps to kind of keep the ball rolling with a client that I've already won over.
I guess the only thing for contractors is we've thrown a whole bunch of things out there that we're seeing out in the marketplace. The way that we communicate's changed, the way that projects are carried out has changed, the way that they're tendered, everything's changing constantly. And you know, we're coming up to a Christmas break. Everyone's working flat out right now. Christmas break is a really good time to sit down and do that gap analysis to see, you know, this is where we're weak. What have we got to plan to get stronger for the rest of the year? So we just talked about a few things and a couple of subjects. No doubt there's a whole lot of other pertinent subjects inside everyone else's business, but it's also, you know, during that downtime, you know, you rest your mind, think about these things, think about the year ahead. And, you know, pull out that notepad, do that gap analysis. And when it comes to your New Year's resolutions, maybe consider these are the things that we're going to tighten up on this year. These are the things that we're going to get skilled up on, that sort of stuff. And just be your best for the new year that we're already talking about.
I have a question. So the guys that aren't on social media, how will they get this message?
We'll send it to them.
Excellent. Telegram.
Pigeon.
We'll fax it to them.
Milan?
Yeah.
There you go. They'll be missing out. And that's the moral of the story.
Jay's going to send out the printed version.
I am by a newspaper which doesn't exist anymore. Or does it? I'm not sure, yeah. So we were going to touch base on what the guys would like to see in a seminar.
This is going to be AI seminars. We're going to be absent from it.
Absent intelligence.
Yeah.
We always appreciate a bit of feedback, whether, look, it could be a comment below. It might be picking up the telephone and giving us a call, or, next time we see you out on site and things like that. We always appreciate feedback when it comes to that sort of thing. So absolutely. But apart from that, the other thing we normally do after we finish a hard day's work and a Tech Talk recording, get a nice cold fresh brew from the fridge. So maybe that's something we can do.
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
I just did a gap analysis and I'm missing a beer.
Mind the gap, Josh. Mind the gap. All right,
Thanks, guys.
Good one. Absolutely.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
See you guys.
You too. Adios.
Cheers.
The meeting's winning. That's the lie.
That's all the credit. That's all the credit we have left.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's put more money into this thing.